G'day guys, Rick here from Perth Bullion Exchange, perthbullion.com.au, and I just want to take a couple of minutes to sort of chat about the sort of violent price swings that we've been experiencing. And I suppose we've done it a few times with big price jumps, and the same sort of applies to big price dips, just in regards to, you know, keeping a level head and dollar cost averaging and things like that. So some people keep asking us regarding the price dip and what it all means and whether, you know, it's going to come back or, you know, whether that's the top and things like that. And look, none of this is financial advice, but, you know, we sort of spoke about it a few times and it probably went on a little bit longer than what I thought even. But the prices were pretty overrun. So, like, I wouldn't be panicking about this current dip that we've experienced because the prices were well and truly overrun. A mini correction sort of had to happen, and it probably went on a little bit longer than what I thought it should have, and therefore the dip was probably a little bit bigger than what it would have been in my expectation. But if you bought, you know, this is why we say dollar cost average, because if you're buying along the way, it doesn't really make any difference. You would have bought some of it before it went up, you would have bought some of it while it was up, and you'd be buying some again now while it's down. Look, I would probably, personally, if I was stacking after a big dip like that, I'd probably pick up a few additional ounces to what I was normally buying, but that's just me personally. I would be viewing it as a little bit of a discount. But if you have bought, you know, more than you probably should have on the peak, I think probably the last thing I'd recommend anyone doing is then going in and, you know, liquidating those because they've gone a bit heavy. Me personally, I think all the things in place for silver price moving up, gold price moving up are all still in play. I think in 3 months' time, you won't even know this dip happened. I think we'll be back to setting new all-time highs. It's just a matter of, you know, and if you look at the charts, it sort of did this around the same time last year and then sort of traded sideways for a month or two and then off to the races again. It's just a matter of patience. So, you know, don't panic. If you bought high, you know, it is what it is. Selling it and losing the premium is not going to help you any more than buying it on the peak. So you're only further increasing the problem you've caused for yourself. So I would just be patient, wait for it to continue to tick back up again, and you'll be in front in a few months' time, in my opinion. You know, whilst I do, like me personally, I'm pretty risk on with this stuff, so I would, you know, be buying additional ounces myself on the dip, but I wouldn't recommend, you know, sort of back the truck up because you're sort of trying to catch a falling knife in a way. So, you know, is this the bottom? Do we see another $1 to $2 down? You know, are you going to be okay if you back the truck up now and see it go down another $1 to $2? More about just managing your emotions a little bit, I think. And, you know, if you don't throw everything at it, then, you know, you can sort of go, oh, I bought X amount of ounces on the first dip and then it dipped another couple of bucks. And if you haven't backed the truck up, then, you know, it's up to you. You can look at where you're at and what you think, and you can go and buy another, you know, however many ounces to sort of average it out. So as much as we say don't buy on the peaks, I wouldn't be trying to pick the bottom either. So just maybe buy a few more ounces, but just keep it in reason and sort of chip away, you know, on that dollar cost average. Maybe increase how much you're buying ever so slightly, but I wouldn't recommend to anyone sort of backing the truck up just because we've had a pretty big dip. I do think it's going to recover, but, you know, you could have this buying opportunity could be present for the next month or two, and there could be further dips. Nobody really knows because if they knew, the price would already be there. So that's my 2 cents. Yeah, we'll chat to you all next time. Just a reminder to keep a bit of a level head out there when you're making your precious metals investment decisions. And we'll see you all next time.